Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Hope Hub. Welcome to the Beacon of Hope show. Welcome, 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 welcome. Today is a special day. We're interviewing a fantastic, fabulous woman of God here on the Hope Hub. As you log in, please tag, invite, share with people so people can get this message of hope for the Kenyan Immigrant Woman. The song that's playing in the background is Masi Masika. I don't own the rights to this song. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please help me to invite, share, let people know that we are on live on the Beacon of Hope show. Kusema wako wema sio kama najigamba. Yes. Kusema wako wema. Let me go ahead and share this out. Umekuwa mwema kwangu. Yesu amekuwa mwema kwangu. Welcome, welcome. Hi Sally. Hi Purity. Nisaidie kuita hao watu. Help me invite, tag. We have the one and only Lilly Richards on the Hope Hub today, and she has a powerful message of hope. Thank you, Sally. Thank you. Let's tag these ladies. Let's support Lilly Richards as she comes and gives a powerful word of hope to everyone on the Hope Hub. She's a beacon of hope. A beacon of hope. I don't take it lightly that she has agreed to be my guest today. Come on. Hiyo ni Masi Masika. Umekuwa mwema kwangu. Oh, wangu. How are you guys doing? How's your Saturday? What are you guys up to? Sally, where are you at? Purity, where are you at? Log in and announce yourselves and let us know where you are on this beautiful Saturday. Log in. By the way, you guys are my co-hosts. So make sure that you're giving words of hope and encouragement in the comment stream as we continue on this interview. Kusema wako wema. Umenitenda wema. Kusema wako wema. Share, tagini watu ndio so that we can go ahead and start. I wanted to at least do a quick intro of the Hope Hub and the Beacon of Hope show before I invite my guests this morning. So the Beacon of Hope show, when I first started, I felt a call and a need to talk about my testimony. A testimony that I had kept to myself for so long, a testimony that I thought people would judge me about, a story that I wasn't sure what platform would be out there for me to share this story. So that's why I started the Hope Hub. And when I started it, I read this piece, this quote. I don't know if it's a quote or a poem that I found online, and I want to read it to you guys this morning. And it says, A lighthouse has no purpose in the daytime, but at night, in the darkness, it becomes a beacon of hope for the lost. What purpose does your gift serve if it's only expressed amongst those who have no need for it? You cannot save the lost if you find company only amongst those who've already been found. So remember, darkness exists only in the absence of your light. So become that beacon of hope. Become that beacon, because someone somewhere desperately needs your light. And that quote right there epitomizes why I started the Hope Hub, why I have this Beacon of Hope show, because what I'm looking for is those people who are almost like people standing on a cliff, you know, amongst the storms of life, amongst the vicissitudes and the oceans and the gnashing of the waves. And they stand and they shine their light bright to those who are drowning and those who need hope. And so my guest today, who is on the Beacon of Hope show, is Lilly Richards. Oh, I see Lilly. Send me a request, Lilly. She is my guest today because she's one of those people who immediately when I started this page, immediately when I said I want to interview people, I want to spotlight and feature people who are beacons of hope, I was like, Lilly Richards is a beacon of hope. Lilly Richards is that person who is standing atop the cliff and telling people, Kujeni nyumbani, come home. KWITU is home. KWITU has resources. KWITU is power. KWITU is strength. KWITU is where you need to be if you need to be strong and restore your hope and build resiliency. That's why I'm interviewing Madam Lilly Richards Oketch. So Lilly, should I send you an invite? Let me try and send her an invite because I know she's on. Wacha nimtafute, add. Let's see if this works. The magic of technology. Oh. Come on, Lilly. Hi.
Good.
Hi. I'm so excited. Wow. Look at you. You look so beautiful.
Ooh, girl, you woke me up. I remembered. It was like, oh my God, I have to run. Get up there.
And we were like, Lilly, you're supposed to just say, I woke up like this.
Honey, so much work went here.
So anyway, as you guys know, Lilly Richards and I, we first of all, full disclosure, in terms of my journalistic endeavor here, basically what we're having is just a conversation. And also, I want to fully disclose that I am a member of KWITU. And so there is no way I'm probably going to be objective. I'm probably going to be a little biased in terms of what KWITU is and their power. So just to introduce myself, my name is Faith Mwaura, and I am so glad that all of you are here joining us. I don't believe in accidents or coincidences. I think there's a reason why you're tuning in here today. This is the right show. We're talking to this amazing and beautiful woman of God who is serving me. She's serving me and also serving other Kenyan immigrant women as a beacon of hope. So today I'm thrilled to be joined by Lilly Richards Oketch, and it's great to have you here. We have a lot of questions, a lot of things that we want to know about you. Those of you who are here, please tag your friends, invite them, because it's important that they know about this strong power resource that is KWITU. KWITU is no joke. KWITU is one of the 100 groups that was represented at the first ever Facebook Community Summit, hand-selected by Mark Zuckerberg in 2017. So don't play with people who are 1 degree of separation from Mark Zuckerberg, okay? This is not a joke. So let's go ahead. Yes. So let's start off by first of all, you, Lilly, telling us a little bit just about yourself, some background information, maybe some things that people don't know about you.
First of all, I have to talk to my friend Margaret Ngina Nzomo. Yes, honey. I am supposed to be off, but I specifically said I'm not going to be available on text, WhatsApp, or Messenger, honey. I did not say I'm out of Facebook. Number two, this gathering with Faith over here was prearranged
Yeah.
prior to everything that happened since Monday. So I don't think I needed to explain myself, but I just needed to say that out there.
No problem.
I was meant to be here, and I'm not one to back out of a meeting like this. So yes, I had to come. No matter what I'm going through, I had to be here.
Yep. Thank
So
you.
yeah, mommy. So what was that question again? It's
I
gonna
can
be a
introduce.
beautiful morning, honey.
It's a gorgeous morning, and I know I can introduce you, but I know that there's so many people who do not know the real Lilly Richards. We can all Google and go down your social media feed and kind of get an idea in terms of who you are. But I wanted you to tell people exactly who you are, just some background about yourself.
Okay, so my name is, of course, Lilly Richards Oketch. Also, you can call me Adiambo because that's my name. I am a mother of one amazing daughter, and I live in New Jersey, here in the USA. I am a lover of the diaspora. In fact, I live, eat, drink, breathe the diaspora.
Hmm.
So if you're here, you will see me in different organizations here in the diaspora. But above all, I'm the founder of KWITU, our social community on Facebook. And I'm also the founder and president of KWITU Inc., which is an organization based out of New Jersey, and that's
Hmm.
pretty much our let's say legal entity that backs up KWITU, the social platform.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
you're a mom, you're a wife taken, gone,
Yes, I
wife.
am taken. I'm sorry. And I'm also a fun person. I mean, I blog, I vlog. I'm all of it. I have never run away from who I really am. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I like I said, all these diaspora issues are my issues. So you get me in all these places. Yeah.
Okay.
Like for example, we are now going to Dallas this Memorial Weekend for the Diaspora Conference, and yay.
Okay. Yay. So
Yeah.
so Lily is very multifaceted in terms of her delving into media. So you have a YouTube channel, you have a blog, you're on Instagram. You can find her on all kinds of different social media platforms and handles. So we'll make sure that we share your blog and your the link to your other online spaces. So at the very core of what the Hope Hub is that, people go through life experiences. You plan your life, you try and say, okay, this is my life trajectory, but God sometimes, takes you on a different path. In your wildest imagination, did you ever imagine that as an adult, you would be thousands of miles away from home, away from family and everything familiar?
Oh my goodness, Faith, let me tell you something. I think I'm a very strange person because that's all I ever imagined, you know.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah, growing up, that's all I ever wanted. I remember when I was in standard 7, I made a
Mhm.
pact with my dad, and I told my dad that if I pass my KCPE, I want to go to school in America, right?
Wow.
I mean, my KCSE, not KCP, my Form 4. So what
Yes.
my dad told me is that then you have to, now we would say slate, but he said you have to pass your
Mm-hmm.
KCPE so that you go to a good high school and then work hard and you pass, and then we'll take it
Yeah.
from there. So
Yeah.
by the time I was in Form 4, I was already obsessed with the idea of, you know, studying outside. And I was so passionate about studying law. I was
Wow.
so passionate and crazy about. That's all I saw myself doing.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I went to high school, and after high school, that's all I wanted. I wanted to go away. I wanted to go to America. So what
Mm-hmm.
my dad did, he started they made my applications to, is it the Alabama State University or the University of Alabama? I don't know, but I know it's Alabama.
Yeah.
And the paperwork came, we started doing that. you know. Meanwhile, my father sent me to a college in voice so that I'm not sitting home idle, just so that by the time my paperwork comes through, I'm good to go. And unfortunately, he passed before my stuff came through.
Oh, sorry to hear.
Yeah, and that really stressed me out because for 1 minute I thought my daddy died with all my dreams, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was down for a while. I was, you know, if you're a lady, you already know your dad is your everything. I don't know if
Yeah.
it was just me, but I see it with my daughter. And
Wow.
I was really, that was my lowest moment in my life actually until now. It still is my lowest.
Oh my
So
God.
what happened is now when I pulled myself up, finished college, started working, I decided to try the green card
Mm-hmm.
thing. Yeah. And believe it or not, I actually yeah. So today I'm sitting here in America, and I always think about it, and I just feel like our God is really funny, you know?
Yeah.
Just when you think you've lost it all, another plan comes, and truly, I
And it
came
happened.
here. And by the time I was here, I sat down and looked at my option, and believe it or not, law was already, it was not there. I
Yeah.
wasn't interested anymore. No,
Wow. So
no.
take me back. I know you said, this is what you always wanted. Where did that idea come from? Like, what did you think of America in the back of your head? Like, what was America? America. When people say, amepata visa ya kwenda America, ama, anaishi ng'ambo. What was that? What was your idea in terms of what America was?
Honey, as a young lady in high school, first of all, I was obsessed with the Brats, the Braxton sisters. Name them, all these beautiful ladies who were putting out beautiful songs, and tell me about the beautiful boy bands. I was so
Yes.
obsessed with the magazines and just the fashion.
Wow.
Also, I used to love NBA a lot. Like
Mm-hmm.
my team those days was the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was super obsessed with the Lakers. And I used to watch NBA all the time. And that just made me, I just felt like I am just not, I wasn't meant to be here. I'm meant to be somewhere out there. And I remember one time, I sat my mom down and I told my mom, believe it or not, I'm not growing old here. I am a girl, and a girl is the citizen of the world. I'm not meant to be uh to be living. I'll not live in your boma or whatever. I can live as a girl. I can be a citizen of Mexico if I want to, or Germany if I want to. It's just that, you know, nothing
Wow.
holds me down here. Hata staki
Mm-mm.
shamba.
Oh my gosh. Wow. No, no,
Yeah.
I get that. Even me, I have a daughter who is like, she has a vision board and all it has is feet on it, like feet going places. And then it's
Yeah.
like all these countries on it. And she just keeps telling me, the day I hit 18, I am out of here. So I think people
Mhm.
innately something that they know this, I'm not destined to live here. I'm destined to be a citizen of the world. So I'm so glad that you are a citizen of the world. So
Yes.
the immigrant experience, hey, we both know you have that excitement, you get the visa, you're thrilled and all of that. But once you come here, then the reality, it starts to sink in. So
Yeah.
what was your story in terms of once you arrived? Did you have people here that were your support? Did you come to a specific family? What was your experience assimilating?
Hey, so mommy, immediately I knew that I'm coming. The next big thing was to find a family to host me.
Mm,
And I remember that was another tough experience. And that's why I say to people that social media has made it so easy for people to connect. So if
yeah.
you're in Kenya and somebody drops a green card on your lap, you can connect with people in these various groups we're in and just talk to people and just ask, say, I have a visa, I'm traveling to America, I just need someone to give me accommodation until I'm able to stand on my 2 feet, right?
Right.
Those days, we never had that luxury, you know?
Mm-mm.
Never. So you had to know someone. And I reached out to somebody who, by the way, was a friend of mine. And
Okay.
the moment this person knew that I have that green card and I'm trying to get accommodation, they just disappeared. I asked and I told them. And we were friends before they came here. They just
Oh my
disappeared, honey. They never responded, nothing. Then my mom reached out to somebody else who she knew, and all she told this guy is like, just she just needs a place for a few months. Oh, sijui blah blah blah, excuses after excuses. And then my mom remembered there was a family that came here a long, long time ago, and they were very close. Because you know, my mom is a strict Anglican woman.
Okay.
She's a, how do you call this, mothers something in the church, mothers
Mm-hmm.
union, you know,
Yeah.
and she's a choir member in the church, and I
Oh,
was an active youth member in my church, Anglican church, and
wow.
so my mom remembered because tulikuwa watu wa ushirika pamoja with this person, with this family. And my mom reached out to the family. And sure enough, that was, he accepted, but he gave me conditions, which honestly I understand. So
Okay.
I don't know if it's okay to share that, but I'm going to share it just so that people
Yeah.
can learn from such things.
Yeah.
So he
Mm-hmm.
asked me, are you married and do you have children? And I
Mm-hmm.
responded, and then he said to me, this is what I need from you. I need 3 letters. I don't know how you call these letters.
Reference.
Yes, those.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted those 3 letters. 2 of them from my former employers and 1 of them from church. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. Before so I said, oh yeah, sure, absolutely. And I understand this man saw me. The last time he saw me, I was his Sunday school student. He was my
Oh,
Sunday school teacher. So he
yeah.
doesn't know what I'm into. Maybe I'm into crazy stuff, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I'm just in jail and out. He doesn't know that. So he wanted to make sure he's not bringing crazy manenos in the house. So of course, I contacted my the last employer I had and the one before that. I did not
Okay.
go to the current one because I didn't want them to know I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so my employers gave me good recommendation letters, and then I went to church. So being that I was a youth member, that was easy. I got a very good letter from church, and everybody was willing to give me that letter. So I sent all the letters to him via email, and boom, he sent me one letter back saying, yes, we will accommodate you, my family will accommodate you. And he
Wow.
gave me everything I needed, the address, what. He even gave me a letter to, just in case the embassy or someone at the airport asks, all of that, with all his information, phone number, his wife's phone number, the church's phone number, the church, everything. Just in case, because you never know, you might have this information, ufike huku you're trying to call this person, then not something happened, then you reach out to the church where he goes to, because he's a pastor. He was a
Okay.
pastor and he's still a pastor. Yeah.
Wow.
So that
So once
was,
you
I was
arrived,
lucky. So
he
I'm here.
supported.
Eh?
Mm-hmm. I'm saying once you arrived in terms of now you're here, that family took you in and supported you and helped you.
Honey, I am one of the lucky ones because
Wow.
the moment I got here,
Mm-hmm.
my life, I've had, like, I started hearing horror stories. I
Yeah.
was, I had my own space, with my own TV and everything, even my
Yeah.
own bathroom and everything, yeah. And this family took me in as one of theirs. And I am
Wow.
really grateful. I'm really
Wow.
grateful. And it was, I always hear what people say about people who host them, and I feel so sorry for them and so sad for them,
Mhm.
because I never experienced that ever.
Right.
They were so kind to me. They were so nice to me. Everything, including just shopping, like just giving me money, $100 here, go buy yourself whatever you need. You know?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So
And I
did you,
stayed.
in
Mhm.
terms of and the outside culture, because you had that home front, what did you feel like it was a welcoming culture in terms of America itself? Did you feel like you had to forego any of your ethnic background, your culture, in order to assimilate?
Well, the culture shock was very much there. In fact, even though I was, received well and everything, after 2 weeks, I was just freaking out. It was
Mm,
hard because the loneliness, immediately you wake up, everybody's gone to work. You're left alone in the house. You go to
right.
bed, and, when they come back, where you're going to bed. But also
Hmm.
outside, yeah, everything was just the food was nasty. Of course, every food, I don't know.
Yeah.
People, the food was super nasty, and people were mean sometimes. Because I remember one time I was working with one of the girls from this family, and some guys, they were just like, "Yeah, what's up with these niggers?" And that's the first time I heard the N word from a person. But for me, it didn't hit much as it hit her because she was so mad. She was so mad, and I'm like, what is she mad about? So
Yeah.
I came to realize, being that I haven't, I had not tapped into that slavery mentality yet. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It had,
Yeah.
and me, I'm from a free country, you know?
Right.
And
Right.
that stuff didn't bother me. It just started
Right.
coming in pole pole. But also I
Yeah.
had to assimilate, and when I started working, it was very hard because with the accent, you would say
Hmm.
something to someone and they'd be like, "What? What did you say?" And you're repeating 3, 4 times. And I realized the only way to win is start talking like them. That
Right.
way, we will
Yeah.
understand one another. So and I was working at Macy's doing
Mm.
retail. So I had to pretty much work my accent in,
Yeah.
so that we can communicate and I can be able to keep my job. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you addressed that because that was actually one of my questions because immigrants go through racism, discrimination, and it's something that takes a while for them to even recognize it for what it is because it's very subtle.
Mm.
And then also, like for me, my experience, I came straight to school, and I've also seen people in KWITU who their experience coming to the US, they had no support structure. They just came into a school environment. And I remember someone doing a live video or something where she was like, I'm in a school in this state where there are no Kenyans, and really her only link to anyone was KWITU.
Quick, quick too.
Like in other women, other people like yourself. So the culture shock is for real. The food, the lack of, the let me put it. I landed in Wisconsin. So Wisconsin is primarily white. The school that I went to was all white. I was the only black person in all the brochures. So they act like they're black people in the school. So
Wow. Girl.
it was real. And so there are a lot of immigrant experiences. I'm thankful that I had even that school support system, but I also know that there are people who come in and they're at the airport and they have to fend from themselves from that from that
Yes.
airport. So
Yes.
on a lighter note, what do you do today to keep the pieces of your Kenyanness? Like what is it that makes you feel I'm a Kenyan, and what do you keep in your environment, in your home environment, to make you feel like you're connected?
Ooh, oh, honey, I keep Kenya in my heart 100%. That's where my
Yeah,
heart is. But
I
also, I wear my stripes everywhere I go, everywhere, And I get so many questions, especially at work. Where is
yeah,
that from? What's that? I'm like,
yes,
Kenya, And
yeah,
these Mzungus know they love Kenya for so many reasons, but also I understand our national anthem just blew their minds, you know.
mm-hmm,
Oh, yeah.
yes,
And my house, if you come to my house, there's a lot of art, which is
yes,
basically just different Kenyan tribes, in a, drawing or whatever, painting. And I
yeah,
keep all of these baskets, what viondos in my house is just the way I decorate. You would
yes.
tell my ethnicity as soon as you come in the door. This is an African house. This
This
is
is a Kenyan. This is a
yes,
Kenyan. The
yeah.
music, everything, because
Hmm.
we have to stay connected to that space of who we are.
Yeah.
So in terms of KWITU, knowing what your journey has been here, was what precipitated that? What was the reason for you saying, even though you came in, you were supported and everything, what was it that said to you, I need to start this group? that will support Kenyan immigrant women.
Honey, before I answer that question, are you hearing any background noise?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I was just thinking, because I can hear my bedroom TV. It's so loud.
Okay.
Gigi, close the bedroom door. Sorry, guys. I'm so
No.
sorry. I'm
Thank you.
sorry.
No
I am so
problem.
sorry. Yeah. So, what led to KWITU? Before KWITU, there were groups on Facebook everywhere.
Yeah.
There were,
Mm-hmm.
I was in some of those groups, but most of them were not meaningful to me, because of what was going on in there. No
Yeah.
relevant content, very abusive, nasty content,
Yeah.
hostile content where people would literally post something about a certain person and tear her down all day,
Right.
and that's just a very nasty environment. It's that kind of environment that doesn't grow you. It totally just, no, it was terrible. It does not grow anybody. And
Right.
then there was also the part where there's some groups that you can see, they're really trying to do some stuff that are very good. But on the other hand, there's some characters in there who are just literally on the other end. So you see
Yeah.
both sides, but again, in the same group. And then
Mm-hmm.
there was the situation where I'm a Kenyan in America, and I'm in a group full of Kenyan women in Europe and Africa. The time difference is so stretched.
Yeah.
Whatever you posted when it's your 10 o'clock, I will not see that until when I wake up trying to catch up. It's 2 billion comments. So
Mm-hmm.
again, and then our lifestyles, the stuff you guys are talking about, which is important to you, does not apply to me. So most of the time, our us in America with our lifestyle, we were so left behind. But the most
Wow.
important thing that I already touched on was the loneliness, mommy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
when you come to America, the way I came, you reach here. I couldn't ask for everything. Literally, when I applied for school, it was my own research. When I did
Mm-hmm.
FAFSA, it was my own research to get FAFSA. When I did, pretty much even when I went to buy a car, that was my own research. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Yeah.
it was so lonely sometimes because you would just be coming from work, home, work, home. Then it got to a point where I had 2 jobs and school, because I started
Yeah.
school. And now it's like my life was, I go to work in the morning. I'm supposed to be working at 8:30 in the morning. That's my main job. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I come out of there at 5. I'm supposed to be in class at 6 and some classes at 7. So I have 1 hour to beat traffic and be in class. Then I
Wow.
come from class at 10 p.m. Some of them, if it started at 6, it ends at 9, and start safari to my second job.
Oh my God.
And that's the job that I did overnight, you know? And I didn't need to do all that work because I was a single girl, no child.
Right.
But when you come from Kenya, you come with all that burden from home on your shoulders,
Yeah.
you know. So I was really pretty much that things I needed to do. I needed to build my mom a house. I needed to do this and that for my mom. I needed to send my brother to finish school. My other brother, you really just needed to do that. And when you're fresh, ukikuja hapa, you're telling yourself, "Mi siendi America kulalia maskio. I'm going to make that money." You know?
Yes.
So yeah, you work yourself. So it's like there's that job, I'm getting it. And I did that until I couldn't do it no more. So I
Mm.
had to let one job go and keep one job in school.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you see that kind of life doesn't give you any time to socialize or to meet your people. And
Right.
maybe in the weekends you would run into each other. If you guys decide to go maybe to a club or something, that was the only relationship you had. But where do you get the meaningful relationships though?
Yeah.
How can you be in a community? It was so hard. And you have nobody to talk to. You don't know. Maybe even I found out that my neighbor down the street was Kenyan, and we had lived there for 4 years not knowing until we
Wow.
met on KWITU, and I'm like, excuse me, you've been my neighbor for this long? Her
Yeah.
name is Faith Walker. So
Oh wow.
I wanted to put to create a community where Kenyan women can come together to network.
Okay.
And to pretty much, what do I say? To create that relation, to start relationships. So networking, socializing, empower one another, because trust me, you might be here struggling with your community colleagues. You don't know what you're going to do next, but there's somebody else who's been there, done that, and now they're doing their PhD.
Yeah.
She might have a few things to tell you that will pull you up.
Okay.
So that was the whole idea. So my thing was to connect Kenyan women in the US and Canada. So through these connections, I was hoping for meaningful relationships to come out of it, and sure enough, it did.
Yeah.
So we give them a safe space to do all of this.
Yeah, and I've been one of the beneficiaries of KWITU, and I've only been on KWITU a year, but I can say that my joining, I don't know, I joined because Facebook told me this is a group that may interest you. No one had even told me about KWITU.
Oh boy,
So
I love Facebook.
But I have a social network here, but as you're saying, all of us are working, we're raising kids, we're hustling, we're doing this and the other, and you don't even get a chance to really have meaningful conversations with people. And I can tell you for sure, KWITU surprised me because one of the members spoke about a course called Passport to Purity, which is for young girls, in terms of us being in the US, trying to educate our young girls on sexual education. Okay. Now, coming from a culture where those messages were not done the way they should be done, without speaking about anyone, we weren't really given that education in the way it should have been given. And in this society where kids are being exposed to so much, and then us who came here as kids who do not know aunties, uncles you can go to and talk to them about how do I communicate this to my daughter.
Right.
Woman she's my age mate, really, she said, here's a resource that I can, instead of you going to teach your daughter, which I did teach my daughter, it was more supplemental information. She said, look, I have a resource here and I'm willing to do Google Hangouts with the girls in KWITU and the boys actually, and teach them Passport to Purity. So for me, even talking to this woman was like talking to an auntie, so in KWITU, because of the age demographics, you get so much in terms of resources. So that was just one resource that I can say was key to me on KWITU. And then another one was my child who was interested in Chinese and Japanese. Someone pushed me to put them into an international program and actually told me, look, my daughter is in Germany in this program because I started them small. And don't go advocate for your child. Go sign up for these programs because this is what has happened with me. So KWITU is such an awesome resource. So let me ask you, what kinds of issues have you become aware of that are faced by immigrant women through KWITU? Issues that you yourself personally may not have faced, but that started rising up in a group that you thought this would be connecting and networking and getting to know each other. What other maybe more serious issues have come up as a result?
Oh, okay. Before I answer that, Mami, there's a lady here called Carol Ochieng who speaks of being blocked out of KWITU because I think she's not a resident of the US.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Carol Ochieng, this is what it is. The only way we keep our group relevant, and we have to stay within what we want, is by having the members that are relevant to that group. And that's why it's a KWITU thing, meaning Kenyan women in the USA. If you don't live in the USA, you're not really qualified to be a member. So, and we cannot bring KWITU in Kenya the way you're asking, because how can, we have people in Kenya who can start a meaningful community,
Yeah.
So we focus on the Kenyan women who reside in the US and not visitors. If you're on a visiting visa, no, because that means umekuja and you're going back to Kenya. Yes. we discuss really important issues that affect women who live here. And I don't know what what you will add to the group if you're not really a resident. You might have something, but we want people who are residents here. We are very
Right.
strict with that, and we are not bending any of that. No,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah.
And I also have to say that KWITU also has the KWITU Breaking Barriers page, which you can like and follow,
Yes.
because we still share information in terms of what's going on here in the United States with our women, what they're participating in their events. And we also bring guest speakers as well in terms of information that's relevant to the diaspora.
Yeah.
Um,
So, and I want to give a shout out to Eunice Major. You mentioned her with her program Passport to Purity or
Purity,
something.
yes.
Yes.
Passport to Purity, yes.
Yes. She does a
She,
great job. Yeah.
yeah,
That's really cool. And now to your question, you wanted to know the issues that arise, when we guys started hanging out together as women. So many came up, so many. The issue of drug addiction, drug abuse, with
yeah,
a lot of emphasis on alcoholism. And this is in our, in our members and maybe family members,
yeah,
you know. There's the issue of just immigration
yeah.
and deportation issues. We've
Mm-hmm.
also had to battle issues of disease, especially cancer, you know,
Wow.
and
Yes.
single parenthood. We've had parents who are struggling with their children, CPS cases involved in there. We've had just issues of mental illness with a
Mm-hmm.
great emphasis on depression, suicidalness. I think that's a word, you
Yeah.
know, suicide tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we've had issues of just um, people trying to get jobs, or people having difficulties getting jobs. So career issues, and to now we've had so much, by the way, of domestic violence, and this has been just too much. It's been violence towards house helps, violence towards nannies and stuff, violence towards husbands, violence towards children, violence towards wives, women, it's a whole of it, the whole nine
Right.
yards. Domestic violence, yes.
Yeah. So Lily and I were speaking before the call, and we said, we have to make sure, because it would be insensitive and for us not to mention that this week we had a tragic incident here in New Jersey as a result of domestic violence. And so I wanted her to speak on it, maybe tell us what happened. And in terms of KWITU, what are the steps forward when you have such a huge thing that impacts one of our sisters in that community?
Wow, honey, this one, I'm telling you, this has been it's been really such a burden. So Lydia Okongo was one of us. She was actually a bona fide KWITU member. She was a KWITU, very active KWITU member, in fact, and she was also part of KWITU Inc. Um, she was somebody I know. She's from my chapter here in New Jersey. She's one of my girls here, my Jersey girls. She was a friend, and she was somebody who I cannot explain. You know how you have friends, and then you just have those little angels who whisper in your ears once in a while, and
Yeah.
if they know something is, they'll just be the ones to like tell you, hey, chill. That's
Mm-hmm.
the kind of woman she was to me. She was a happy person. I had no idea, like, you couldn't, if you because I was not like hanging out with her every day or something. We were
Mm-hmm.
mostly hanging out online. But when you would,
Yeah.
anytime I met her, this woman, she's just full of life and so much sunshine. You can't shut her down. She was just, that.
Happy.
Yeah, I knew her like that. Yeah, and I knew
Wow.
she loved her kids so much. She adored her children, of course. All mothers do. And yeah, she was a
It was
friend.
tragic.
And Yeah, her loss really hit us hard, and especially considering the way she died, it's just too much, man. It's nobody, no one should ever have to die like that. No kid should lose their parents in that way. Yeah.
Right.
So Lydia was beaten up before she was shot dead by her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very, very sad. I was saying recently how, this week everybody seems to have that weight on their shoulders. It's like you're carrying this sadness because it's impacted our whole community. And I've seen people speak up about the issue, speak up about the challenges we face as an immigrant community with people not knowing where the resources are or speaking to the wrong people. And, it's a conversation that needs to continue to happen. I know in KWITU people are speaking up about it. Um, they are but we want people to have the strength and the courage to one of the myths around violence is that people say, we didn't know, or she never told anyone. Let me tell you, that's a myth because people speak to their friends. I personally have people who come to me and said something to me. These victims, they speak to their friends, they speak to their family, they speak to their pastors, they call the police. It happens. Every victim story, they'll tell you what they did to advocate for themselves and them seeking help. But the dynamic is such that,
Mommy,
they're not getting the right resources. Mhm.
mommy, excuse me. You're breaking up so much. So let me just go turn off my TV because maybe it's interfering with
Oh, okay,
you.
not a
Yeah,
problem,
just
not a
give me one
problem. I'll keep
second.
talking. So the domestic violence as an issue, and I'm not an expert on domestic violence, but what I do want to say is that these victims do speak up, and we have a responsibility as friends and as family to help them as best we can. One of the things I've learned speaking to people who are victims is not just to tell them to walk out. Don't just tell them to walk out because it's not that easy. It's not as easy as you think it is. Listen to their assessments of the situation. Listen to um, the values. Listen to their what they say about this abuser, what they know of the abuser, because they know him more than you do. Listen to what they're saying in terms of the cycle and what he's done so far, and respect their assessment of their situation and help them come up with a plan as best you can. And I don't want to speak too much on it because of liability. I don't want to be held accountable. And I said, do this, but I'm just saying, telling someone to walk out is not the best advice because in every single instance, when that person has been told walk out and tried to, it became more dangerous for them than ever because then it started even a higher level of violence, um, stalking behavior, coming into their workplaces, doing things to the kids. So it gets worse before it gets better. So what we need to do is sit down with them and figure out what is the best plan and give them the resources for those people who are the professionals who can assist them. I think that's my 2 cents on domestic violence. So in terms of KWITU, given the issues that our members are facing, what structures do you have within the group that ensures the safety of the group? Um, I'm going to
Okay.
leave it.
So, mommy, okay, I see Sheila Hendricks, you have a
At
question.
Yeah.
But let me see what Sheila is saying. Lily, do you know whether they had problems, issues in their relationship? Well, Sheila Hendricks, I came to know that after she passed. I didn't know that before. Yeah, now I know. So the structures we have, before we did have a committee of about 7 women who are actually survivors of domestic violence. And
Okay.
what this committee used to do is that when we identify somebody who is going through this, we would first of all give them that shoulder. We would give them that, place to talk to somebody. Because, what these people need more than anything is for somebody to hear them. So these were the ladies who would listen to them and then
Right.
take it from there. Because it all has to depend with the person who's being victimized, what they want to do. We can't force someone to leave unless they reach that point where they know they're ready. And if
Yeah.
they're ready, then we would figure out, we would work with her, we would ask her which state she comes from so that we see what resources are available in that state.
Mm-hmm.
Now that became a bit more challenging because sometimes we'd get somebody who is going through this and they're ready, they say they're ready, and when we start pursuing it, they just literally pull out from nowhere. They just back out. Just
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that became really challenging. So we managed to work with a couple of ladies who escaped with their lives and their children and whatever. But it's not easy, my love. You already
Mm-mm.
know getting somebody out of that. Someone can come to you today in a very different situation, but the next day she's making excuses for an abuser.
Yeah.
And then you're just confused. You're like, so, but you cannot judge, because also abusers are very manipulative. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know what he said to her or what he's using to bargain with her. Some of these guys will go for your children, and some of them will literally tell you, who will believe you? I will tell the judge you're crazy because of
Right.
XYZ. You need medication. I'll lock you up in a mental institution. Things like this. And
Right.
these mind games, just, you kind of think, okay, I'm in his mercy. And another thing, they would use your immigration status to bargain you out of the whole thing. Oh, where are
Wow.
you going? You don't even have papers. I will literally pull out, they will literally betray you. Threaten you. I'm going to
Yeah.
stop the process. I'm going to stop so that you don't get your papers. So get out of here. You
Right.
know, where do you think you're going to go? And if you don't know any better, this will
Mm-hmm.
be. But women need to understand that if you're a battered woman or an abused woman, it doesn't have to be battery, physical. It could be anything. It could be physical, mental, uh, psychological. It could be financial. Any sort
Yeah.
of abuse. All you need to do is keep your receipts, because you can get your papers just by being that woman who was abused.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be the one who's giving you papers. But many people don't understand how that process works, and those are things we're trying to show people. Listen, you can you don't have to persevere with an abusive relation, especially if you have children. It is not a healthy environment for kids.
Right. Right.
And when you're being abused in front of your children, or when you're abusing your husband in front of children, you're causing some trauma to these children. You are abusing these children emotionally.
Mhm.
You are, it's not right to do that to your kids. As a matter of
Right.
fact, I think in some states they might take kids away from you just because you guys are, you know, it's
Yeah.
not right. Children are not supposed to be subjected into such environments, you know.
Right.
So another thing that we're doing as KWITU, the committee is still there, but
Mm-hmm.
now we have states where we have state reps. We have state reps across 26 states in the United States. So what
Right.
we're doing is we are now using the state reps. When somebody comes up, especially over the last week, we have had
Mm-hmm.
so many women come up, guys. It's been one after, to speak about what's going on in their relationships. So
Right.
we are talking, the state reps now will be the ones who will handle this stuff. Once we have talked to them, we hand them over to the state reps, where we will figure out these resources in the states and
Right.
how much we can do and to what extent to help. We will figure out like everything, housing, all of that, everything. And we'll
Wow.
also use the resources that are available within the state for battered women. We are not reinventing anything. It's
Mm-mm.
already there. It's
Yeah.
already there. Yeah. So another thing is we just want these mamas to know it's safe. We'll not force you into anything you don't want to do. We will listen to you. We only take it a step further if you're willing to go. But I also have contacts of women across the USA who are willing to open up their houses to women who want a safe place to go and stay, you know? Because there are some women who really need to get out, man.
Amen.
And I have this, if you're willing to get out, say you live in Washington State, for example, and you're feeling that your life is in danger. I have someone I can send you to Georgia, where you know, go and stay there until you feel like, okay, whatever. Now the coast is clear. You start over or do whatever. I don't know what you want to do,
Right.
but we are trying to help. What we don't want to see is another dead Kenyan woman.
No, no.
We don't want that.
And also, I know that a lot of people who, as you said, victims who have stood up, and survivors, not victims, survivors who said, me too, this happened to me. And so there's all these stories coming up. And then there's this call to action. I know you've been hearing call to action all week, you know, what should KWITU be doing? And we need to do something. So I want you guys to know that she has just addressed what it is that KWITU has been doing, because this is not something new. Yeah. But also, I want to suggest or recommend that if you felt in your heart that this is an issue that you don't want to see happen again, and you care deeply enough for it that you want to do something about it, talk to Lilly. You know, talk to her, see what it is that she's doing. And then if you have additional resources, because I know people who are in grants and they know where funding is available, and they, you know, people saying start a community resource center. Don't start something by yourself. Come talk to the diaspora communities that you know that are credible, and we can do something about it. You know, we are who we've been waiting for. So let's do something about this issue. So, all right, moving on.
And one more thing, Mami. I think it's important, and I want to applaud all the women who are reaching out to me and opening their houses. And most of these women don't care whether the lady has children. They just said, I have a place, they can come to my house. If you have somebody, send them my way. Lily, I'll take care of them. I mean, how much of a blessing is that? And this is coming out of KWITU. This is something that humbles me so much. It totally humbles me completely, you know? And I'm glad to know that if we guys work with you and you don't feel safe going to the shelter, I have an option. I can send you to somebody, a sister like you, somebody who speaks your language, speaks Swahili, yani English, a Kenyan, where you can, you know, until you're ready to move on. You know, I am so thankful for that, ladies. And I really don't know how to thank you. I have no idea. I can only pray that God, you know, continues to bless you and your families. Another thing I wanted to say is that I'm sitting here and I'm not saying that only women are abused. Okay? We all know men are abused as well. But the reason we, or I as Lily, or we as KWITU focus on women is because that is the community we minister to. That is the community I am out here for. If I was running something like Kenyan men in the USA, that would be another story. Or if it was just Kenyans in the USA, that would be a different story. Excuse me, Gigi, please. So what I'm saying is, we will continue standing with women. By all means, it does not mean that only women get abused. Because I've had people talking to me about taking sides. Of course, I will take sides. What do you expect? I will take sides. I'm out here for women, so of course.
Yes, I agree.
It's that simple. Yeah.
And Lily is also working with K-Men. Is it Kenya? Men in the US. So she is empowering men. So
yeah, the Kenyan Men Network, yes.
Those of you who have husbands and sons and you're worried, oh, we're empowering women and not empowering men. By empowering women, we empower men, right? Period, right? We empower families, we empower communities, but also she is.
And there's nothing to be afraid of. KWITU does not exist to batter men or to put men down or to kick men or whatever. We love on our men. We're just here for our own stuff. And if
Yeah.
it's time to support the men, we are all in. We're not, it's never been about us after
Yeah.
or chasing or no. Men are not our problem. Please.
No.
No.
So let's
Some of
move
us
on to,
we are supported by very strong men. Otherwise, we couldn't be doing what we do.
that's
You
true.
know? Yeah.
I agree. I agree. So what has been the growth and the impact of KWITU? Like so far, what are some accomplishments that you've seen with this platform that you want to kind of brag on your ladies for accomplishing through KWITU? And I had talked to you, and I had said maybe we can go step by step with the mission. One of the key mission, what do they call, goals is to empower women both socially and economically. What are some things that you've seen with our women that have, you can say, man, I am so excited in terms of what they're doing economically and socially?
Wow, where to start? Mommy, where to start? You know, it's crazy. You know, KWITU one day just made me stop. I had enough courage to just walk out of a job I hated. You know, just
Wow.
I'm done. You know, you know, because somebody said if you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life.
Wow.
I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And that's how I found myself in the mortgage world. And I found that I really love and I enjoy the mortgage world. But
Okay.
let's not talk about me for one second. Let's talk about you. It's somebody like you, you know.
Uh-huh.
You're one of
Yes.
those you're one of my proud moments. You
Oh,
you grew out of KWITU and now look
yeah.
at you. You're out
Yeah.
here spreading hope to the world.
Oh,
You
thank
know?
you.
It's
I agree.
amazing. Yeah. And by the way, let me say this now, and this should go to the record. KWITU has been successful. Absolutely. Like when I see
Yes.
somebody saying, oh, don't do that because KWITU would do that. I'm like, calm down. We have
Yeah.
been there, we've done that, we are good. Now we're just cruising, we're enjoying life. It's good.
Yeah.
Because we have accomplished most of what we wanted to accomplish. The rest is just bonus, you know?
Yeah.
But I have seen women come out of KWITU starting businesses, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I have seen women, you know how we do it. It's just like, oh, guys, the Go Live challenge.
Yes.
And somebody comes and they're so shy. Remember the one time when a lady came in and she had covered her head with a blanket? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, there's hope, there's hope. That means that at least you came up. You know, next
Yeah.
time you'll probably not have a blanket, maybe a mask, but
Yes.
one
Yeah.
step at a time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
the courage for women to come and speak up is
Yes.
growing. We are building that every day. That's why this girl loves to go live, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to challenge those ladies who have never gone out there and spoke and said anything. You know, you can
Yeah.
just go live and then you'll still be alive the following day. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna kill you. And the organizations that have come out of KWITU,
Yeah.
we do have KWITU LLC, which is doing amazing things. You
Oh,
know,
good.
we have our first property in Ohio, but we're working on our second property. That is
Wow.
women accomplishing big stuff. You know,
Yes.
KWITU Inc. by itself, I need a whole day because
Wow.
it's too much. I don't even know where. We have actually registered a company in Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
And we have something called Sisi Kwa Sisi, which is awesome. That is our benevolent fund.
Okay.
We are working on something called Karibu Americani, which every person trying to travel from Kenya to America needs to see.
Wow.
Because that's going to be your information center for everything. The things we never saw, the things we didn't know when we came here, things nobody told us. Even simple things like having quarters, just in case you have to call at the airport, make a phone call.
Oh,
You know,
wow. Yeah.
in case nobody is picking you up, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Simple things like you can call 911. You can actually call Uber. And this is how you
Yes.
do it. Where to get the B&Bs, all of this is in that document. We're trying to
Wow.
make it easy for people to travel and come here and not this drama we've been hearing. Mara, somebody shows up with 4 children. The person to pick them up did not show up. Now the community needs to figure out who's going to pick up 4 people. And the guys are like, 4? Oh, hell no. You know? So we don't want that. We are really trying to make sure people come and it's easy. It's good. You know, America, we're trying to make it easy up here. And I'm so proud of like the women who are in business already. We call them the KWITU business community. Honey, they are doing good. We support them. There's so many. And KWITU women are very supportive when it comes to that. So when it comes to this, the economic, whatever, there's been so many chamas come out of KWITU. There's been a circle come out of KWITU. We are now working together with a federal, with another organization to put up a federal credit union for Kenyans.
Wow.
It just doesn't stop. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, and I wanted to also say that these women who are also coming out of KWITU, I've seen them recognized at awards, you know, the diaspora awards, the Mashuja, the Dia Awards. And so, you know, they're being recognized for what it is they're doing. So it's not just, we're not just saying things to say them, right?
We're not just saying. And KWITU was recognized on year 1. When we were just up for 1 year, we got a Mashuja Awards for social media awareness.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was it was the thing. It just really made me realize, oh my God. Yeah. They do recognize what we're doing in the community. And then last year we got another award as KWITU. But KWITU has been recognized by the ambassador. I think that was the Madaraka Day of 2016, I think.
Okay.
And there's a few other awards in between. Some of them, me, like the Dia Awards, but it's because of KWITU that I was recognized as a community organizer.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. Let's go into supporting women. That's the other goal with your mission, is support women to take on leadership roles both in the US and in Kenya. What are some things that you've done in terms of pushing women into leadership?
Oh my goodness. So we have done a lot, honey. And this is the problem. Many people think that KWITU starts on Facebook and ends on Facebook. The Facebook part, let me just tell you, that's just the social aspect of it, where we have fun and that's it. But then we have the KWITU Inc. part of it. That's where we get our hands dirty. We do the volunteer work, we do the community outreaches, we do all the other tangible stuff. And we call ourselves the game changers.
Yes.
So this is what we're doing. We have created so many opportunities for women to be leaders through KWITU Inc. We have about 7 different departments within KWITU Inc. Pretty much everything. We have so many. I don't have the list here. I could have just read them for you, you know. But we have so many departments where women are leaders, and every department has leadership. You know how it goes. Every department. And KWITU by itself, KWITU Inc., of course, has a leadership structure too. Other than that, we have created more positions for women to step up as state reps. That means you're a state representative. You're representing my leadership in that state. You want to take the KWITU culture to closer to people. You have to emulate what KWITU is, but to the state level.
Right.
So that when people need to access KWITU, they don't necessarily have to look for Lilly Richards or run to, they can come to you and you can serve them just as good as I would have done it or somebody else would have done it.
Okay.
So in the state chapters, we have 2 to 3 state reps. And these state reps now double as advocates. So what that means is that we are working with our state representations, like the senators, that is something we have started just last month. Because ours is to put our footprint within the state. We want our state officials to know that we exist in that state.
And let me piggyback on that, because we had KWITU Delaware chapter meeting,
Yes.
and we had our Newcastle, one of the county representatives, attend the meeting. And he actually said to us, because he saw the room was packed full of these women, and he said, do you know how much you can do with this kind of power and this kind of group? Because if you come to me as a group of women representing a certain demographic and you say you want to see this in the school system, you want to see this in your community, I will do it for you, because you guys are in my county and I'm supposed to represent your my constituents. So that is true in terms of making sure that we are engaging at a state level, not just socially, because that was actually an event where we were going to go and party mpaka che. We were like looking good, we were excited. But when he said that, I was like, wow, because I've seen other communities like the Nigerian community, just other communities where they've kind of formulated their groups, but then they back candidates actually in campaigns, and they want to make sure that their needs are heard in the community. So hopefully we are going to go that route. Whoa, Lily, watch it.
Mami, before we talk about that, also I wanted to make sure just to set the record straight, we are non-partisan. So we will never back any candidate. No.
Right.
But this is what we do. If one of us as Kenyans is running for office, we will stand behind that person.
Me.
Yeah, good. And by the way, I would actually pray that you run for office. We have we have a lady in Massachusetts who she ran for council or whatever, but now she's trying to go back and run for mayor.
Yeah.
That woman has our support. There's no reason why Kenyans cannot be senators out here. Why can't we be governors out here? We can totally do it. And that's where the leadership part comes in. It's not just holding office within KWITU, holding any office. We will support. We will support whichever way we can. We will. And I want to say something, kidogo, something about what I was talking about, the state reps working with their state representation. So right now we're working with an organization, a certain organization, to try and get the
charger.
To try and get there's a
charger.
Sorry, Mommy. There's an act.
I'm getting a charger. Sorry, my phone's about to go.
Oh, okay. So there's an act called Reach Every Woman and Child Act. And that is that act is one that would definitely affect us as Kenyans and everybody all over the world. This is just to make sure that every woman and child has access to, food, medication, all of that, And Kenya, we have these issues, This poverty it's there. So we guys are rallying and we're trying to get all the governors, the senators to sign on this bill. So what the state reps have been doing, they've been writing emails to their governors and senators and all the representatives in their states to ask them to please sign this bill.
Okay.
And they have already done that. We've done phase 1. Now what we're planning to do is to go and make sure that they did it. If you send it to a certain say senator and he didn't do it, like I've already noticed, Senator Cory Booker has not done it.
Oh.
The second thing we need to do is to go back and talk to him again. And if he doesn't do it, the next course of action is to make an appointment and go to Senator Cory Booker's office and have that conversation and talk to him. And that's what we want our girls to do.
Let me just put my phone on the charger, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so we're running for office.
Yeah. Great, you should. You should run for office.
Yeah, I started to take it seriously, even though just maybe starting small at the rep level, but we'll see. We never know. And I know there's a few other women here who are KWITU members who also are interested in running for office. So don't feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay. So all right. So we talked about the chapters and the decentralization, creating leadership. And I wanted to ask you, so for example, given that Hope Hub is going to be a global platform, I know there are going to be people watching from Australia, Nova Scotia, Kathmandu, whatever, places that we've never been.
Kathmandu, wow.
Everywhere. So for those women who do not have an infrastructure like KWITU and they want to take this on or take the lead and start something like this, what advice, what lessons can you give them based on your leadership experience so far?
What advice? I would ask them to have to sit down and think and have a clear vision.
Mm-hmm.
Also have very, very clear intentions, because that's what is gonna guide you. That's your compass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and to surround yourself with good people, people you can trust, people who can build you and not bring you down.
Wow.
Then stay focused, because once you start doing a good thing, there'll always be forces fighting you, no matter what you're doing. There'll always be forces. So stay focused, because some of these forces might cause you to lose balance. And in doing this, once you lose balance, it's very hard to stabilize. You just have to be that person who is, you stay on your course. Stay on your course, pretty much. And if you need any private, you want to talk to me privately, just reach out to me. I'll guide you. I'll speak with you. I'll talk to you. I'll give you my journey. I'll tell you the no's and the do's and what I had to do, what I had to, everything. So that maybe, yeah, you can learn from that.
And I'm also going to ask you this because I know you do the hacks on Sunday.
Yes.
First of all, like, when did you start doing those hacks? You know, and why? And what is the reason behind you doing hacks on your wall? Where did that idea come?
Okay. I started doing these hacks last year. Was that last year? 2016? I don't know. I forget. But it could be 2016, yeah. So the reason I started doing the hacks is because I always want to give back. And I felt like, if the things I know, tricks that I know that I use, and these tricks are very cheap, and there are people out there struggling and buying stuff that are so expensive and less effective. So why not share what I know, what has been working for me, with whoever wants to use? So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna start sharing my hacks. And I remember my very first hack was the one where you're cutting onions. And that I actually learned from, what's his name? There was the guy who used to host what's this? Ryan Seacrest. I learned from Ryan Seacrest, and I tried it. And it worked. I'm like, oh my God, you chew gum and you're cutting onions. It doesn't, you don't cry. It doesn't come in. Yeah. So if you always, chew gum and cut the onions, you can cut onions all day. Nothing,
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then I started talking about my beauty tips, about my favorite mask, the clay mask, about the body scrub, about simple things. I made oils, by the way, which I'm going to do another one maybe this weekend or next weekend. I want to make some oil again. I love making oil. Yeah. So I'm trying to do that. I'll try maybe this or next weekend. And then I just started bringing the hacks that can help women. And then I tried not to just make it about beauty, because you can save money in other things. And I believe we even made a cleaning stuff for the toilet the other week, Yeah. So you use really basic stuff you get in your kitchen to make something that you would spend a lot of money to buy, And that, I felt like that is empowering somebody. And it's cheap, you save money, you save time, you know.
Amen.
So I just wanted people to bless people with what I know, share information, share, just share whatever. I mean, it's free. God gives it to you, you give to people. So
It's
it's
true.
just something I love doing. Yeah, I love doing my hacks. I love it, and I wish every time I do it, I wish many people try them and see how easy it is to do them, and just,
Mhm.
you know,
And
yeah.
I want to say you do them on your wall. So I don't know if you've hit your friends list maximum, probably, but people
No, no, not yet. No, not
not.
yet.
Oh my
Mm,
gosh, I'm surprised. So yeah, so you can follow
but
Lilly Richards on her wall.
yeah, but I have like 900. Actually, I always have 1,000 pending, and I have to keep deleting some to create space. It's,
Yes.
it's almost like it's crazy. 1,000
Uh,
pending requests, and you have once it hits 1,000, nobody can request you. So I have to
yeah.
maybe go delete like seven, and in a few hours, boom, I have again to
You
delete more.
touch them hacks.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. But I brought up the hacks because I wanted you to give us some hope hacks. And these hope hacks are for, and actually our co-hosts who are online live watching us, those are our co-hosts, my co-hosts, they can tell us some hacks that they have for their immigrant experience. And maybe Lily will follow up and do something on her wall. But just give us some hacks in terms of what is it that you think gives you hope as an immigrant in this country. What are some hacks, something that can help us be hopeful as immigrants in this country?
Whew. So my hack number one, which is one I can always fall back, it's like everything. Be prayerful, guys. You know,
Mm,
um, sometimes things might get really hard. You know,
mhm.
and at times, actually, you can look around you and there's not a single person you trust, not even one. But you
Wow.
can always trust God, and I can tell you as a person that there's no one time I can say God has ever let me down, no matter
Mm,
what. Never.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So why would he let you down? God is always there to listen, and God is always there to take care of every burden you have. Please take it to God in prayers. Okay?
Right.
That's not for you to carry.
Yeah.
That's hack number one. Hack number two, don't
Mhm.
don't worry, there's always a solution to every problem.
Mm,
You just have to find that right person to talk to. There's I know sometimes we go through things and you're thinking, my God, the other day a woman hit me up about she had been how do you call it, she had been relieved of her job or
mm,
fired, to be blunt. And she her daughter, she has a kid, and now she's afraid that her daughter might have to drop out of dancing school. She was going mad, and she was like, Lily, I am sure I'll never get an employment because of how I was fired.
oh wow.
I said to this girl, where is your faith, my dear? What is wait, listen, go file that unemployment. And
Mhm.
yes, say that you were fired. And I know it will ask you why. Just write whatever, but you'll have your day to explain yourself.
Yes. Yes.
So we spoke, and then after she got the appointment for that unemployment. Thank God it was on the phone. She didn't have to go over there. I talked to her and I asked her, so what was the situation? And I tell her, don't worry, just talk and say. Because you see, we forget that every time you work, when they cut these taxes, they also cut your unemployment insurance. So
Yeah.
really, you deserve that money. Unless you did something terrible, terrible, terrible. Really,
Yeah.
if you work that long, that you're eligible for it, you should get it. Unless it's
Yes.
something out of this world, then maybe. But people think before they even try that, oh, since I was fired, they'll never give it to me. Come on.
Right.
Yeah. So after tumeongea, mimi nikamwambia, this is just go and talk and say that you ongea, sema, give
Yes.
your story. I know they'll
Yes.
listen to your employer side, they listen to your side, but these people are not crazy. Things happen. And you
Right.
have a daughter, for God's sake. Of course she got her unemployment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
there's always a solution to every problem. Just talk to someone. Don't keep it in. That's another hack. People just keep in too much.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah. Just talk to somebody. Find someone, tell somebody your situation. hakuna problem haina solution. None. Yeah. And another thing I learned in this diaspora, don't go out there announcing to people what your status is. Oh, sijui I'm what, sijui niko hapa kwa, no, I'm on a student visa. Oh, no. You cannot be telling people that. There's some shady people out here. Don't do that. And people who ask, why are you asking? You know, I met somebody here. I haven't been in the US for like a month. They're already asking me, oh, so you're in here on a student visa? Back off. I'm here on none of your business visa. Sorry.
None of your business. So let me ask you, this is more, maybe this is a selfish question, because I see you doing all these things and moving up and down, making moves, breaking barriers, all this stuff. Do you ever feel any kind of, do you struggle with insecurity in terms of what God has called you to do? Like, you know, do you ever feel like, am I really equipped to do this? Do I have it in me for me to be able to do this? Because I do. And I'm saying this because I do personally.
So I'm glad and grateful to God because the vision for me is very clear. Very clear. Like I see it. It's clear. It's just that some people who surround me might not be seeing it. That's one thing that bothers me. But do I sometimes feel like the challenges are too much? Yes.
Okay.
And faith, that's why I go down on my knees every day and I talk to God and I ask God for wisdom. And every day I know it shall be because the one thing I'm not afraid. Because I know fear is the enemy. Because if I start bringing in fear, I will literally not. Even I might lose my vision because fear is the killer of dreams. So what I do is I have no room for fear. I kicked my fear a long time ago. Long time ago. I do not care what somebody can say to me just because I'm doing a video. You know, there's trolls and there are people out there who can come at you and say some random things just to hurt you or make you feel insecure or try to mess you up a little bit. I am not afraid of nobody. I'm only afraid of God.
Amen.
So anybody can come after this God any day. I am not afraid of you. I'm not even, no. And for that reason, I stand tall the way God intended.
Amen.
Yeah.
So I see, how do you balance, because I know when we worked on the peace campaign, my God, I remember because you had to schedule all these people coming on live and speaking to people in Kenya about peace and justice and all these things. And, you know, a peaceful election, really, that's what we were talking about. And I saw, like, every single time I would send you a message, every single time we needed you, you were available 24 hours a day. And I thought to myself, like, what? Like, how does she do this? Like, where do you get that capacity? Do you feel imbalanced sometimes? Like, how do you balance all these things? 11,400 and something members today. That weight, how do you balance that on your shoulders and make sure that you're taking care of people? Because you take care of people as though like they're the only ones. And that's a gift, I think. Because when I was part of the peace campaign, I would just be, you know, telling you all these things. And at the same time, this other person is contacting you. This other person is, but you always act like you're the only person. That person is the only person in front of you. So how do you deal with that, the capacity?
Wow. Babe, you give me so much credit. Oh my goodness. And first, I want to thank you for being a part of that campaign. You're one of my peace ambassadors.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, you know you didn't have to do it. And it was the hardest thing. You put your face across the entire country, you know, to spread the gospel of peace.
Yeah.
That peace campaign is actually one of my favorite accomplishments and one of our favorite accomplishments as KWITU. It was a great project. I loved it. And you're asking how I balance my time,
Mm.
between things like that and my family and my job and my, organizations that I run and other affiliations.
Yeah, I don't know.
People ask me this all the time. And what I tell them is that, guys, it's God. Because sometimes you might actually be telling God, okay, if this is not meant to be happening with me, take it away, take it away. Then you wake
Mm.
up the following day, you are up and running like, oh, yeah. So I am lucky that whatever I'm doing with KWITU and with the KWITU women is hold on one second. Mommy, please go. No, honey, go and close the door. So whatever I'm doing with KWITU and whatever I'm doing with the KWITU women is
Hmm.
a labor of love. I love doing it. I
Yeah.
am not being paid to do it.
Yeah.
It's totally me just outing myself to serve my community because
Mm.
there was a need and I decided to fill that gap. Nobody
Yeah.
asked me to do it, but I believe God really ordained me to do it because I love it. It doesn't matter what comes to me, I still love it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
one thing that makes me so lucky. So I do have a job that I do. I have a family and I have these other things I do. I just try to make sure that my job doesn't suffer and my family doesn't suffer and all the downtime I channel into the other things I love doing, which is the
Right.
movies, the words, KWITU, all of
Mm-hmm.
that, and checking on my girls. And so far it's been working fine, and
Okay,
I
good.
thank God for that. Yes, I've never felt like, I'm not giving enough to my family. I'm always home, ready on time, cooking. My family always eats on time. I'm always there
Mhm.
for my daughter. I take time out to take my daughter to, have fun with her, go out, whatever. My man is also always, so I make sure I spend
Right.
myself well across the board. And it's
Wow.
very hard if, for example, it was something that you don't love, or you're doing with other motives, then it would be
Mm-hmm.
like a job, another job, right?
Be a
But for
burden.
me,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a hobby or something. So it's really, it comes in, it just gets in there somewhere. And this is a very good question because when I was trying to go to the community summit, after
Mm-hmm.
I talked to this lady, I told her about my job, my family, and KWITU. No. I told her about my family KWITU. Then she asked me, "So you're doing KWITU full time?" I said, "Oh, no." I started laughing. No. I have a job.
Yeah.
I have a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's God's
yeah.
grace. Let me put it that way. I think it's all by God's grace. So I found a quote and I wanted to read this to you. And I posted this on International Women's Day, and it says, I hope that you choose not to be a lady. I hope you will find some way to break the rules and make a little trouble out there. And I also hope that you will choose to make some of that trouble on behalf of women. That's a quote.
Woo!
So that quote to
Love
me
that.
epitomizes KWITU in terms of, yes, we are ladies, yes, but we will go to bat for another woman. If something goes down, we will go back to bat for other women. So KWITU has not been without its naysayers, its challengers, the people who exist outside of the KWITU space. And I wanted to speak about maybe some of these terminologies that have been given to KWITU that supposedly are not seen as positive, but which I think KWITU has turned around successfully and made them positive aspects of who we are. So the
Yeah.
first one is KWITU Strong, aka KWITU Cartel.
Yeah. We
Can
are
you
the KWITU cartel, baby.
can you speak to what that means when people come across someone that's trying to mess with KWITU?
Wow. So this is the thing. And this is a lesson to everybody who's watching me.
Yeah.
Just because somebody throws some words at you, don't go out there crying. Look
Mm.
into those words and find the prophecy. Because in all of that, there's always a
Yeah.
message there for you. Yes.
Yeah.
So, of course, that KWITU cartel. How is that even an insult? Tumeambiwa mpaka we are, how do you call that? There's something else that goes hand to hand with that. I'll remember the word.
Yeah.
Mommy, all we see there is a blessing. That's just telling us you women roll like
you're
crazy.
strong. Yeah.
We are strong. Hizo zingine tunawawachia. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
Somebody said we are a cult. Fine.
What? I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, a cult. And this was coming from he's not a gentleman, from a dude, actually.
Yeah.
A cult? Let us be that cult, honey.
So I know with the KWITU cartel, I keep telling people it's really about unity, because it basically means when people come after one, you've come after 11,000. So watch out. It doesn't mean in a negative way. It just means that, yes, we'll come out guns blazing, but also this idea that we have resources. We're spread out across this nation and in Kenya and around the world. So that's what KWITU Strong is, and that's what it means.
Yeah, and we are the cartel. And don't mess with one of us, please.
No. So KWITU Mapesa, that was prophetic too, eh?
Prophetic! Hiya! Who came to America to be poor?
No!
Mommy, we are the KWITU making that money. We are the KWITU rich. We are not prophesying poverty among us. So when somebody calls us KWITU Mapesa because they think they're dissing us, oh my Lord, which part of dissing did you miss? Hiya. Continue speaking blessings, Sisi to receive. Yes, we are very much KWITU Mapesa, yes.
KWITU Mapesa, and even
KWITU Mapesa, and we
KWITU hiyo KWITU cult, hiyo inamaanisha KWITU anointed. Let's put it that way. Basically, those women are praying women, they're spiritual women, and yes, when you go there, you will be blessed mpaka ushangai. So I think that was one I just wanted to address in terms of just the hashtags that go out in terms of who we are. And now I'm going to wind down. Is there anything that you wanted to share that's beneficial, like for those who are watching, something that maybe I did not mention, something that's coming up you want people to engage in? It's up to you.
Okay. I just wanted to add that other than the social, the economical things that I've seen on KWITU that I'm so proud about, there's also situations where KWITU, we stand with our people, with our own. We do support our own kabisa. So be it spiritually, be it whatever way we can, financially, if someone is in trouble, we do stand by you. And we know this has rubbed a few people the wrong way. Okay. And some people see KWITU as a threat. As a matter of fact, there's a man watching here who I know sees KWITU as a very big threat. Oh. And this is what I wanted to say. And I feel like I should say this, Faith, unless you think I shouldn't.
No, go ahead.
So this is what it is. If you're a good man, and probably raising daughters, you love your woman, and you're a normal person, why would KWITU be a threat to you? Why? Why would a congregation of women threaten you so much? How is that possible? But we do have men out here who are super abusive to their wives, physically, mentally, financially. They're just wicked men who are threatening women with papers every day, beat their women every day, are so controlling. And when they hear that women have formed a gathering, it scares the hell out of them.
Yeah.
They run. And those are the men who don't sleep because KWITU exists.
Wow.
I know somebody who Faith, from Delaware, a man who supports his wife on KWITU so much that every reunion amesha buy tickets za ndege, Everything. Who's
Wow.
on the plane, go to KWITU. You know him. He runs a very big organization. I just don't want to mention him here. And there's
Okay.
so many like him. You know,
Wow.
I am doing KWITU. It doesn't mean I don't have a man. I
Mm-hmm.
have a man who's comfortable, a man who will never lay a finger on me, a man
Right.
who has a daughter. You know, he's not threatened by
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing. So I, as the founder of KWITU and pretty much the face of KWITU, because most of the time when people want to come for KWITU, they come for me. I'm telling you today
Mm-hmm.
that maybe you should fix your wickedness, because KWITU is not going anywhere just because you're insecure.
Right.
And if you're abusing your wife, your days are numbered.
Mm.
You know, if you're beating on your wife, beating on your children, and all that, you know, this is America. The women have found their voices, and you're not going to silence anyone.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. You are outdone, outnumbered. You're done. So you can come for KWITU all you want. All you want. But when
And I
we
know
decide to
that,
come after you, we
right.
will come after you with everything we have. So that's a
Okay.
message to those people. Yeah.
Thank you. I know that, sorry, Sheila has a question. She's saying, where do you see yourself as KWITU leader in 5 years?
Oh man, Sheila, that's a very big question and a very, very good question. In 5 years, we want to have accomplished so much, and I'm hoping by maybe in the next year or in the next 2 years, we'll be working with those men, you know, to do big things, big
Yes.
tangible things. We have already taken KWITU offline. That's a good thing. We have already laid KWITU Inc. Foundation is strong. We are taking KWITU to Kenya as an
Yeah.
organization, not as a social network, as an
Mm-hmm.
organization. Because until today, every work we do in Kenya, we partner with other organizations. But we are
Mm-hmm.
going to put ourselves on the ground, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the next step, actually. After that, we want to make sure all the projects that we've been talking about are implemented, which
Right.
the number one priority is working with women, especially in the grassroots, because we are having so many children dying because of things that shouldn't be killing people today, malnutrition. We are having women losing pregnancies and dying during childbirth because of things that shouldn't kill people today, like malaria, like
Yeah.
just not having proper, no vitamins, blah, 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 hunger. What? People still
Yeah.
dying of hunger. So we are hoping to do that. In the next 5 years, we guys will be pretty much more focused on the organization side than on the
Mm-hmm.
social side. We
Right.
want every Kenyan woman who's interested to be involved. This is
Okay.
our thing. Anybody who wants to join and do this, we will just work with you in whichever capacity you want. Yeah, we will fix all our issues through KWITU.
Okay. So,
We want women to rise. So we are looking forward to big, big things, and we want to work with men in, especially like say community centers across the US. That's
yes.
not something we want to achieve alone. At the end of the day, Kenyans, we can't say this is just a community center for women. We
Yeah.
want it to be a community center for Kenyans. Yeah. So we are hoping they'll be open to working with us.
Yeah, I think partnership is very, very important. And I'm also seeing the men rise up and want to start their own collaborations, their own groups. Um, just to kind of wind down, I know I don't know how long we've been on here live, but I did want to say that part of the reason that I love KWITU is there is that sense of hope in KWITU. Women are laughing, they're talking, they're having a good time, but at the same time, we know that some of that laughter and those smiles and the giggles is also being done in the face of unsurmountable challenges. A lot of them are
Right.
facing a lot of challenges. So that's just a safe space for them to come and relax, a tranquil space where they can feel at peace. And, that's why I still continue to be a member of KWITU. And, that's why I'm here unapologetically and fiercely standing beside Lilly Richards because this is her charter and this is what she's doing. And I support her. And as she said, she calls women out to their greatness. A lot of times on KWITU, she's saying, go live, tell us, engage, participate, tell us what resources you have. And that's why I took that step of faith and I took that camera and I pointed it on myself. And it was just a moment last February, and I gave information on KWITU. Then I came back again and again. And so I was telling her, without her saying, go live and share, I would never have found my voice and said something in front of all these women and started feeling like, oh my God, you know what? I left this vision that I had to be Hope 5 years ago somewhere. But this woman has said, look, this is a place where you can share. This is a place you can connect people to hope. There are global platforms where you can link up with people and share hope. So that's why I'm part of KWITU. And what I want, KWITU sisters, other sisters who are not members of KWITU, other women who left, maybe there's forgiveness, I don't know, but to try and see the forest and the trees, see both. See the little things, the steps, the day-to-day, but also see the larger vision that KWITU is and embrace it and become part of that vision, because she surely is always reaching out to all of us and saying, come and be part of this group. Let's do something meaningful. So Lilly Richards Oketch, thank you so much.
Mommy, 1 second, please. Susie Kamau is asking if she can share this video. Yes, Susie, go ahead and share it.
Yes.
And
yes.
Joyce Ngatia is asking if there's any hope for a KWITU SACCO.
Okay.
Joyce Ngatia, we did look at that and we decided SACCO is not what we want to do. And that's why we are partnering with the credit union. We'd rather have a credit union that operates here, is chartered here in the US, than a SACCO, because that is Kenyan, is stuff. It's just complicated. It's more for us. We feel like we have enough SACCOs out there. Let's have our own credit union. That's what we're going for. We're going for a credit union. So there's no hope of a SACCO, honey. No.
And Sheila is asking about an office, a KWITU office.
Yes, honey. Our main office is in New Jersey, but Sheila is our state rep. And one of those things we are supposed to be doing, which we should achieve very soon, is to have all the state reps, to have some kind of space that is an office. Whether it's in somebody's residence or outside somebody's residence, but we want to be able to have an office somewhere within the states that we are chartered. Yeah.
All right, great.
So Sheila, it's like a baby. You're born, you crawl, you walk. So tutaenda hivyo one at a time until we get there. So we're not in a rush. We want to do this right.
So I just wanted to say thank you so much, Lilly Richards Oketch, for gracing the Hope Hub page.
I like the way you call me. Lilly Richards Oketch.
Yes, absolutely. Use all your names. And just giving us hope on the Hope Hub that, being an immigrant in any country is not a hopeless situation. That basically it doesn't have to be hopeless. It doesn't have to be isolating. It doesn't have to be limiting. The sky is the limit. And so all of us who are watching, if you're an immigrant, wherever you're from, know that you can excel, that you should still go after your dreams, that you should, do it together, because we are stronger together. And I thank you, Lilly. I know that God's grace and mercy will continue to follow you all the days of your life. And I know already you're favored, keep shining your light as a beacon of hope. All right. And just have an amazing, terrific day. It's been my privilege and honor to interview you today.
Wow, Mommy, the honor is mine. What a better thing to do than take breakfast. This is better than breakfast.
Oh.
Thank Thank you for all you do, Mommy. Thank you for all you do. You might not hear this enough, but you give it every day. I see you. You don't know this. I see you on Instagram. I see you in very weird places, and your messages out there. Honey, I see you, and I pray that you continue doing this because you are also touching people's lives and blessing people and giving people hope across the world. And me, girl, I am so proud of you, Mommy. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a blessed day. Say hi to Gigi, na Baba Gigi. God bless you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. I'm sure it's afternoon. Have a terrific day. Bye-bye.